pretty partisan Russian crowd, but in this match it's not going to really be supporting either side.
Well, if whatever the outcome here, whoever wins is going to get pretty much 100% support inside the stadium from the audience. The only people that are going to be cheering on their opponents will be their teammates and coach.
Yeah, possibly a couple of neutrals maybe, but yes, you're absolutely right. And I think that's one of the great things about this event. It's obviously it's beautifully presented and organised, and one of the arguably the premier event on the Grand Prix and World Cup circuit in terms of the way it looks, the way it's presented, and the conditions for the athletes and spectators. But the other thing is the fantastic atmosphere when you have a Russian fencer in medal matches fencing a non-Russian fencer. The crowd noise is fantastic. Yakimenko's taking control of the early part of this fight. He's not rushing, he's taking his time.
He is Russian.
He's Russian, but he's not rushing.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, you knew it, didn't you?
And I think it will suit him actually for this match to be a relatively slow one. It will suit his timing and his rhythm more than Kovalev's. Kovalev will want Yakimenko to come at him so he can use his power riposte and his distance to make him fall short. If things are a little bit slower, there you see Yakimenko can hit him on prep, either going back or with his slow step and then lunge in to preparation in the middle. I think Kovalev's realised he needs to try and change the rhythm of the fight a bit, lift the rhythm of the fight.
A little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But then there's that balance between rushing and being sharp and quick.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to crack the Russian joke again. Joke, in inverted commas.
Strong use of the word joke. Yeah. Yakimenko there made Kovalev short, made him fall short, but riposte on comfortably. And all the indications are at the minute that Yakimenko's in control here, and Kovalev is caught between doing small, fast preparations to try and force Yakimenko into action, and then getting hit on preparation while he's doing that, or falling short because he's committing too early. It's a very difficult balance for Nikolai Kovalev to strike here.
He's in danger of going into the break with, well, at the moment, if he doesn't score again, 6 hits behind. And I know we've talked about the ability to score a lot of hits quickly in Sabre and close that gap up, but I fear that in a match like this, Yakimenko is not going to let him back in.
If that was, I mean, if he went in with a 5 or so hit deficit, I think he would struggle to get back in. 7-3 at the moment. I mean, it's not. This half's not over. I don't think we should prejudge the match too soon. And we saw earlier on Kovalev coming back into a match that he could have, looked possibly, you might have said, dead and buried in. And he's mentally a tough character. You don't win the World Championships accidentally, and he's former world champion.
Well, both
nice beats on the blade.
champions, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Such as the stock that Russia have in their Sabre reserves.
And their number 4 fencer, Reshetnikov, also former world champion.
Amazing, isn't it? So it is Yakimenko that does go into the lead. Only 4 hits, though, so Kovalev getting a couple back at the end of that first period. And, of course, now with both fencers from the same club, we see Kovalev standing on the piece, Yakimenko sitting down at the other end. There's no coach, so they've got just themselves for counsel. And you see a cameraman's we're watching replays actually of the first half, but down at the left-hand side of the piece as we sit and see it, there's a cameraman right in the face of Alexei Yakimenko. We saw earlier on John Yakimenko struggling a little bit with what appeared to be a left groin issue. It doesn't look like he's having any problems right now.
No, he's looking pretty mobile. It's not a physical match, so I guess it's not being tested out. And in the last round, actually, I think it was in the 32 where he was finished up the match being quite cautious and not wanting to attack and not wanting to lunge, and then went off and had some treatment and came back in the 16 looking a little bit sharper and more physically strong. But here he's not yet been tested physically in terms of lunging in the middle or moving up and down with strong attacks. Kovalev starts the second half with a power riposte. And Yakimenko trying to get his one light counterattacks, but Kovalev's now wise to it, and he's just finishing a little bit sharper with his hands, so he's getting his light on the attack. Oh, nice second intention action. Kovalev stepped in, let Yakimenko go for the timing in the middle, and then parried it. So he's back in the game now. It's 8-7.
Well, you're all right to call me out for writing him off.
Interesting. The referee's called attack on preparation. Kovalev was convinced it was either his or together, and has asked for video. But he's doing, as I talked about earlier, he needs to be quite sharp and raise the pace, but not commit too early. And you can see if you watch his footwork, he's doing short, fast steps. So Yakimenko gets the impression that Kovalev's being aggressive and putting him under pressure, but Kovalev's not closing the distance enormously to put himself in danger of being hit on prep or being parried early.
So just exploding into the final action.
Yeah, so he's trying to force Yakimenko to commit by being aggressive, essentially. But himself keeping longer distance and doing short, sharp steps.
Well, it was a good call from Kovalev. The referee called it together.
There you go, those steps again, and he takes over the attack, and this time finishes very sharply.
Very good. This is why you're here, John. Drawing level, Kovalev, Yakimenko. So it's now the turn for Yakimenko to change what he's doing.
Absolutely, but he's still trying to find that counter-attack. And whether this is a physical issue and he doesn't want to do that big physical lunge in the middle or have to work hard on the piece, it's a possibility, I guess. Parry cross for Kovalev, read that very well, and suddenly the momentum's completely changed here. Kovalev's scored 6 on the bounce since the break.
And he's predicting right. We talked about, you know, that it's not a guesswork game. It's educated, informed decision making, and at the moment Kovalev is on a bit of a roll in terms of making the correct decision at that moment in the fight.
That's right, and I think when he was doing that short, sharp step preparation, he had time to see what was happening as well. And then he's done that a couple of times in a row and then changed to maybe try and make Yakimenko miss or get it together. There's that preparation again, but this time he came in a bit close. Yakimenko lunged a bit more physically, sharply, and I think Yakimenko realises he needs to be more positive, he needs to be more aggressive. 10-10.
I've got to say, it doesn't look like he wants to, though, does he, Yakimenko? He doesn't want to. I think we may be looking at a fencer carrying and trying to hide a bit of an injury here. And what's the danger of Yakimenko carrying on here? What's the risk to him?
Well, if he's genuinely carrying an injury, then I would say, you know, obviously there is a risk because he has the Europeans and clearly the Rio Olympic Games coming up. I'm not sure that's the case still. I'm not really convinced that it is the case.
Well, I think we're going to have to agree to disagree, because I'm pretty convinced that Yakimenko is minimising his effort here.
11-all.
We'll have to
Kovalev
ask.
missed, then Yakimenko missed. Kovalev took over the attack again. And the referee says Yakimenko found the blade and took the attack. Kovalev's asked him for video on that one. He thinks it was still his attack. We can see in the slow-mo, it was quite convincing. I think Yakimenko did find the blade. The question from the referee would be, is it too low on the blade?
Right.
Is it in the bottom third, which would then make it Kovalev's parry. But referee's happy that's attack au fer, as it's called, attack on the blade for Yakimenko. 12-11 to the world number 1.
He just look. Just on this point of whether he's trying to mask a bit of an injury, or just a twinge maybe.
Maybe.
Do you not think that when he does launch an attack, does do a lunge, if you watch him then recover from that, you can actually almost see a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You might be right, Karen.
I'm not 100% convinced, but I have to say that it does look more like that to me. But he's got himself back into the fight.
Kovalev pulls out a nice parry post there, but again, my opinion's starting to change. Yakimenko was not 100% committed into that lunge there. When he did commit on one attack earlier and got the attack, he landed the attack. Oh, beautiful second parry post. Aggressive preparation to draw Kovalev's lunge and then tricked him into going for the timing in the middle and parried it well. 13-all, finely balanced. And exactly the same the other way around.
A tit for tat here, these two Russians, and it's got to happen, hasn't it? Yakimenko's got to score the next tip. We've got to have another 14-all, haven't we?
Actually, the second half of this has been very, very high quality. And there it is again, second parry post the other way.
3 in a row, 2 for Yakimenko, and it is indeed 14 apiece.
Any bets on 4 in a row?
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Kovalev to attack chest, Yakimenko to do a cart parry post.
Together for me. Oh no, it wasn't. It was not together, was it?
Well, Yakimenko looked for timing, Kovalev looked for the attack. The referee is, in his turn, looking at the video. I'm not sure it's convincing enough either way for him to say the match has been decided on that.
He certainly did something different, but did the final actions come at the same time? We wait for referee Papatore to come back to the piste. Looking down there, first at Kovalev, and there is Yakimenko. Neither of them look overly convinced a hit is scored, but
He has given it. He has given it. He's given attack Kovalev. Yakimenko looking for timing, in the referee's opinion, not gaining time, which turns his action into a counter-attack. So Kovalev takes that 15-14 in what turned into a bit of a festival of parry posts at the end.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It was really great. And another 15-14. So 4